I've been attending these hearings since 2017, and I can recall the first hearing I attended. I think I was the only legislator there, and it was your predecessor, Commissioner Wade, I believe. And the more things change, the more they seem to stay the same. I've heard basically the same arguments for maintaining the rates, that we need the rates, et cetera. And Commissioner, I want to applaud you because I took a look at your website, and I want to read something that I found on your website. We've got your back. The insurance department is committed to consumer protection. To accomplish this, we make sure that the insurance companies follow state laws and treat you fairly. We offer guidance, support, and education and regulate the industry in a way that promotes fair competition and make sure insurance is available for everyone. And I would ask that on that statement, because I love that statement, that it's available to everyone at an affordable price. Because if you can't afford it, it does you no good. You know, no one has talked about the back end, the elephant in the room. No one has talked about just what these companies have in the way of a gross profit, because the bottom line it drives everything, really, when you think about it, because they're in business to make money. And I went online, it took a little bit of doing, and I found some information. Elevance, $27 billion with a B. Cigna, $148 billion. CVS Health, $125 billion. United Health, $79 billion. I looked at those numbers, and I couldn't believe them, that the profits are that high, the gross profits. And I will concede that I'm sure the actual profits are less. But the point being, those numbers are astronomical. And of course, CEO compensation is another issue that I've heard from my constituents. What are the CEOs making? And they range everywhere from 37 million down to 23 million for those companies. And if you think about what a family is doing right now to make ends meet, and you think about the gross profits, part of this discussion should be gross and net profit, because that drives everything when you think about it. Because you've got stockholders, you've got shareholders, but you also are delivering a product that is above and beyond the pale. And when I say that, everyone needs some form of health insurance for the safety of them and their family so that they can have some peace of mind. And if it's a high deductible plan, I don't know how somebody can actually benefit from it. And when I look at the various increases that have been proposed, Connecticut, an average request of 15%. Aetna, an average request of 10.9. Cigna, an average request of 23%. Oxford, 7.5. Oxford Health Insurance, 8.5. United, 8.2, and on and on and on. The Attorney General spoke about the actuaries and benchmarking. And recently I had the privilege of attending an Office of Health Strategy meeting where they talked about benchmarking, they talked about all of that. And it's interesting to note, the benchmark for 2024 is 2.9%. Is that an indication I'm not running out of time? No, okay, well, I've heard that. And the state employee health plan, to this point, is at 3.7%, far below what the asks are. And is it, you know, the old deal about you go in to buy a car and the asking price is here, the buying price is there, and somewhere in between, you reach a happy medium. Well, that's not the way this should be. Yes, the insurance companies deserve to make some kind of profit, and no, it shouldn't be what they're making now. And Commissioner, you have a tough job here, because we're looking at what's going on here, and quite frankly, at some point the legislature might have to step in and give you some help, because this can't keep going on. We can't keep seeing these sky-high increases being proposed and then something less than that being accepted. There's a point at which you reach a tipping point. And we are coming up to that point. And I've got to tell you, all eyes are watching what's going to come from the insurance commissioner's office on these rates. Because this is an unsustainable situation we've got here of these increases exponentially, the gross profits in billions of dollars, the compensation of the CEOs in 20, 30 millions of dollars. And Mr. and Mrs. Connecticut, the folks that are just trying to make ends meet. They've been hit with 12% inflation. They're in a situation where they're not getting a raise like that, and they're having to scrimp. And now they're worried not only about health insurance, and I feel like I'm jumping ahead, but they're also worried about what the home heating season is going to bring. We're squeezing the middle class, and that's just plain not acceptable. So I thank you for the opportunity, and Commissioner, please have the people's back like your website says.